24 hours of cross-stitch weekend, guys. Once again, I have not checked to see what number this is, so I have no idea. We always forget.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. You?
Apparently it's
I would have looked. I think it's 9.
I think it might be 10. I feel like the last one might have been 9.
Okay. I'll look during
I have no idea, really.
Because I have folders set up.
Going to be contrary to my mom because we're already doing that.
We are.
She was talking
very grumpy this morning.
How good our relationship was on her ride over in her head to God.
To God, yeah. Thanking him for a good relationship. And man,
all we've done is bicker.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like really grumpy in the morning.
I used to be such a morning person. So it is Friday, October. It is Friday, January 20th, 22nd. And I'm not going to restart this because we just need to be done and start stitching because that's going to get me in a better mood.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
And coffee.
Yes.
But we have our pieces here, so I wouldn't let her have her coffee here for those of you that don't even like her pictures with coffee mugs.
So, for those of you that are new, this is our 24-hour cross-stitch marathon. We are at my house this time, and we've got my basement. Thanks to my mom, we are seeing a much better background because I was just going to have you facing one of our ugly walls that has nothing hanging on it. Not that my bookshelf is like super pretty or anything, but we've got our stitchy spot back over there. We've got like a coffee bar back here and a like buffet set up and all our food and all our movies and everything we are going to be doing. My hair will not cooperate. I did try to, I put product in it, I wet it, I did 1,000 things this morning and it is still sticking up. So I think I need to shave it again.
I think so too.
She's the one. Every time I say I'm going to shave it again, she goes, but it looks so cute.
Well, it did, but now it's not necessarily now. Oh, it's kind of cute. It kind of looks like you like when you've been up for 24 hours,
so
but it's appropriate. Okay, it's good.
So, we are going to be stitching throughout the weekend. We have decided this time, okay, so the 24-hour theme in the planner this year is this or that. So all of our cross sticks are this or that. And when my mom and I were talking about it, we decided we wanted our project to be a this or that.
Yes.
Okay.
See what I mean? Okay.
So we decided that we were going to be stitching the same project together, but doing it my way and her way. Mm-hmm. So this and that. And so we had both finished His Eyes on the Sparrow last year. And I stitched mine on 36 count with overdyeds. She stitched hers on 40 count with DMC. So we thought, well, what better project to stitch together again this year than consider the Lilies. But this time, I'm going to do mine on 40 count, still with overdyed. And she's going to do hers on 35 count with DMC. So that's what our project is, and we're going to have it throughout the year. We are stitching it together on Sundays as well, so we do have a start on it. But then this weekend and possibly future marathons, we'll see how far it gets. We are going to be pulling it out, and you can see my cats in the background. We took the door off our basement so they can just come down, and we were telling Brandon he needs to put it back on because we'd like to lock them out right now, but can't. And
we only are stitching on this when we're together.
Oh, that's a good point too. Yeah.
We decided this is a project.
Very competitive.
Well, more so than you. Oh my goodness.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
because
I thought I was.
I thought she finished the whole border, and I was like, I'm so far behind her. But she was only doing half legs, and I was doing full crosses. And
oh my goodness.
The one day I wouldn't let her leave my house.
Right.
I was like,
and my shoulder's hurting, and she's going, you can't go. I'm thinking, I'm just going to tell her, stitch on it 2 hours. I'll do two some other time. Yeah, I was hostage.
Is now making noise.
With his new favorite.
She was in bed with Brandon because Brandon got home from work this morning. And she heard Grandma come in the door and was like beeline down the steps. She has her sloth toy. Nothing about this dog is sloth-like. Actually, everything is. She's very calm when we're not together. So we are going to, throughout the weekend, we also decided we would be doing movies. But you know us, we can't just like put a movie on and stitch. We have to have a reason why we're doing it. So we were talking about what we were going to do. And I said, well, why don't we think of like categories of movies. You pick your favorites. I pick my favorites. And then we do one of each. this or that. So we have about 40 categories of movies.
She wanted to make 24 categories, and I'm thinking, how are you going to make 24 categories? There's action, there's drama.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, I have 40 and counting, I think.
We have a ton. So it's like some time travel and sci-fi. Well, not sci-fi. Disaster movies and set in space and a whole bunch. And we're going to be randomly going through them. So we each have, and we don't know what the other picked. So we each have a basket that has our, look at her little, I'm pretty proud of her because she made labels. She texted me yesterday. She goes, I'm making labels for the envelopes. And I go,
like, oh no, she forgot that. I was a teacher for years. I do cute things.
I was like, it's all going to be Comic Sans, and we're going to have to moment where I explain that I'm not okay with that. But she did so good. Look at how cute these are.
Yeah.
Her little labels.
Round. Craft paper.
I know.
And I only use Comic Sans if that's the only one that's not like regular typewriter.
Like anything in Comic Sans.
Well.
Sorry for you Comic Sans lovers. It's just not my preferred font.
Okay. Anyway.
So, we wanted to show you where we were starting, and we will see these projects grow throughout the weekend. I am stitching mine on 40 count. It's Starflower by Lakeside. I didn't iron it because it's got that nice pull right now. These little flowers take forever. I was waiting on a couple floss colors, so I didn't, I was doing the border. I'm not usually a border stitcher. But I did that because I was waiting on some floss colors. And I couldn't find Brother in Blue. So I have a couple skeins, but I have two skeins that are a little bit different in color and they're partial. So I'm going to be subbing the Brother in Blue for Classic Colorworks Blue Corn. I feel like it's similar color, and I've got tired of looking for Brother in Blue. Everything else I believe is called for me, though. So that's my starting point. She has needles on the loose already.
And so I am doing mine on 35 count Lambswool antique Lambswool.
This thing's huge.
I know, it's so huge. And I have my border all in, not all filled in.
And you have all
and
the writing.
I've got almost all the writing. There's a few words that need, but that's all spaced. And I like to do that just because it's easier for me than to count. And I filled in a few of the colors of flowers. I'm not really thrilled with them, but I'm not going to rip them out, I don't think. So.
Yeah. So, and it's funny because like I start on the left, you start on the right with the fill in and stuff like that. We are so similar in so many ways, and then we stitch very, very differently. Yeah,
I always like to get my right filled in so when I'm holding it in hand, I'm not scrunching, because I scrunch. She's so neat. She rolls hers. I actually have some clips I use now. But we just always scrunch them,
and it messes my tension.
You really,
I can't use them.
And so I feel like I'm not scrunching my as many of my cross stitches that I have put in already. But.
And for me, I don't like to roll it when there's not stitching in it. I feel like it rolls more evenly if the stitching is down. So I always go I usually will go down the left side and move over when I stitch.
And this was the amount, we've had 3 stitching times on this,
yes,
right?
We've had 3 Sundays so far. So the one Sunday we did a lot of hours, but we're doing movies then too. Yeah. So it's kind of like a continuation of our Sunday stitching that we had been doing prior to, where we have our comfort movies and we have that. We had been continuing our remakes pretty much. We like to have a reason why I don't know. It narrows down the pool. Like you can, I struggle with just picking something if there's not a rhyme or reason. So each time we come on, we will be sharing with you what our picks are and what movies we're going to be watching when we go. So, like I said, we don't know. This one, it's all about time. And so I called her last night and I said, what does this mean?
Because she wanted cuter names. Yeah.
And so this is Time is in the title.
Right.
And we each picked we tried to pick at least 2.
Right.
So that if we pick the same one, we're still going to have 2 movies that we can watch, and then we'll film after the 2 movies.
Right. And the winner is...
Go.
My first one is Time After Time, which is an older movie.
I don't know that one.
Which is about... Time Machine, with
Okay.
Mary Stenenberger, and it's really good. It's one of my favorite.
Okay. My first one is About Time because I love that one.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we were doing this and I have a whole spreadsheet up for it because I tried to only use one movie. So, like, you could put it in different categories.
Right.
So, like, we have a time travel one. So I was like, oh, well, obviously About Time is going to be in the time travel one. But then I moved it. So, you know, it's just, you kind of do. What was your second one?
A Time to Kill.
So was mine.
Was it?
So what do we want to watch then?
Well, I say we do About Time. It's your house, and we do About Time. Time after time, we have to rent it.
Okay.
I do have A Time to Kill.
Okay.
So I have the video, and we both said it, so I say we do A Time to Kill afterwards. So.
Okay, so we're going to watch a couple movies. We've got a whole snack set up. Brandon got us, it's glazed croissant day at our bakery, so he got us glazed croissant and glazed cinnamon rolls that are like almost better than the glazed croissants. These are different glazed croissants than the ones you've seen me post other times. We have shredded beef for shredded beef sandwiches. We have, like, my refrigerator is full of cheese to cut up. I was going to cut some last night, and I was like, I'm going to wait till she's here. A, because I ran out of time. But also, B, because we have so many, I didn't want to open them all, but they all look really good. So I'm really excited about the green olive one.
I know, so I figured that one you can keep.
So we're going to just stitch. This is my favorite weekends.
I don't even know what time it is now.
It is 10:28.
Well, we were hoping to get started at 10. So,
yeah, 10-ish, 10:30, you know. Filming is part of it, though, so I think that,
well, that's true.
you know, happens. So we've got all the animals down here. Porter finally fell asleep, so that's good. And we will see how we get set. We've never done a stitching day downstairs.
No.
So the first movie could be a lot of getting your spot set up, right? But that is our plan. We hope you are enjoying your start, and we will be checking in with you throughout our weekend. Bye, guys. Feels like we've been watching movies for like a really long time.
I know.
We're only through our first two. So, what are you looking at?
I was just looking. I guess, don't know what time it is. You have a million clocks in this house, and you have nothing on the wall.
I have nothing down here.
Well, even upstairs, it's hard to
I
find.
have a clock in my living room wall. I have lots of clocks in my dining room, just none of them.
None of them work.
So we watched a couple movies. We had quite the adventure. We had several quite the adventures.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. We had to wake Braided up like 4 times.
He's not very happy.
Braided.
He's going to be saying next time it's not at our house. It's at your mom's.
Ready for it to be at mom's. The cat knocked over a tray full of cheese plate
that we just cut cheese and meat, and so then we had to.
And then there was chocolate, and so
we had to jump up so the dog could get because the dog is so quick. Oh my gosh!
She got on the couch when my mom was here and just ate her
Sunday.
entire cheese plate.
Yeah, it was like a minute, and I go walking in, and it is cleared because she jumped up on the sofa when I was out in the kitchen with Jen.
Lee. I hear you. Yeah, she's probably licking the carpet where there was cheese now, so she's very food motivated.
Cheese, crackers.
So, 2 movies. This is what I got done. It's nice to not be working only on Border now. You worked for that long and you didn't do anything. I'm not competitive.
You got all those things inside done?
I had
the beehive?
Yeah, I had most of the bird. I had to do a little bit there, and I had that tree. I got all these other ones done.
What? I have to get busy. It was a lot more than I did. Holy moly. Well, you have to finish it.
You
finished.
You had some.
Yeah, I finished. I know, but I finished that totally. I finished the trees. I had this one done, this one partially done, this one partially done. I finished those. I did that little thing. I don't know. It's a little porcupine.
Oh, the little hedgehog?
A hedgehog? Is that what it was?
Cute.
Yeah, well, it's cute, really, but it didn't.
Stitch him.
And so
Porter. Stop
I started the horse and have the horse all outlined now. The tail, it's all just that middle color. So then I started the I don't like that green. The green thing underneath it. I had just started that to put in, so.
Got a lot done.
I feel like you got a whole lot done.
I don't feel like I got much done. I had to rip out them.
I did too.
So we did a randomizer for our next set of movies. So we are going to be doing Ain't Love Grand, which we needed something lighter.
Right.
So what's your number one?
Number one is Return to Me.
Oh, okay. Mine is P.S. I Love You.
Oh, okay. I would have probably put that, except I knew you just watched it. And my number two is Fools Rush In.
Oh, my number two is Notting Hill.
Oh,
I can have 4 different ones.
Whoa.
Yes. P.S. I Love You is my wedding soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like, I walked up the aisle to the Pog song. We recessed to the aisle from the Flogging Molly song, which I'm pretty sure is about death and not love. But it makes me think of my wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what two are we going to watch?
Well,
We do our first one. So we do P.S. I Love You and Return to Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we have both of them.
So we're gonna do that. Yeah, we had a whole adventure trying to get the DVD player hooked up because we have the Roku, and then we were just gonna rent the movies because sometimes it's easier than trying to find them. But we
found the movie. We got it in. The movie was so old. We had to turn it over,
flip it over, and decide A and
kind
decide
of
B.
weird. Yeah.
So
it was good.
It was good though, and it's pretty cozy down here.
It is very cozy down here. It's very nice.
It works. My back is hurting a little bit though. I don't know if I need like something behind me, like the couch is just too
soft. Yeah, maybe put a pillow or something.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put food away so Watson leaves me alone a little bit for the next movie, I think, and maybe we do a movie and then we have some wine. I was ready for wine.
Well, I was thinking it too, but I was thinking it was gonna,
Right now we're contemplating because there's really, there's windows down here, but there aren't a lot, and there's shades on them, so you don't get a lot of light in. I don't know if it's gonna help us or hurt us. Not that we're going for consecutive, but just that if we're gonna be aware of time or not. It's 4:30 now. Well, 4:20 now, so it'll be 4:30 probably by the time we start the next ones. We're planning to go till
it's long
tonight. Like it's not like we're looking
more movies. Be
done earlier. This is pretty much what somebody messaged me on Instagram the other day. It's like, how many hours a day do you stitch? And I was like, oh, that is a scary, scary question. A lot, but I don't really do anything else. Like, and now that I'm sitting in the evening, after dinner's done, and
when you're sitting, we're gonna stitch. It's like
I think I have some ADD. Dad does. My dad definitely does, and I think I just always have to fidget. So for me, the stitching. Somebody else commented on my YouTube and was like, I don't know how people don't have a craft. I don't know how people don't have something that they do. Like,
I don't really know how people have a bunch of different crafts though. That they're doing.
It's hard to spread your time. I
guess because if you like one thing really well, or if you have a group of people that do a bunch of different things, maybe. But
there's a lot of cross stitchers that knit or crochet or
scrapbooking, and
I used my Cricut for the first time the other day.
Quilting.
Guys, come on! How hard is that design space thing? That is not very intuitive, and I am a fairly techie person. Scrapbooking, I don't. Not to mention the expense that goes into all of the different things. We were crafty you, and she was like, "Oh, you like to spend money."
We all spend it just on one thing.
I'm here. So, we're gonna go watch some more movies. My hair is still sticking straight up.
Yeah, it is.
I
suggested duct tape, but she's not going for it, so.
I'm just gonna go bust it again.
Wow, cute. Especially with the gray in it.
You think it's cute now or before?
What?
Buzzed.
Before what?
You think what looks cute? This?
Well, it's quirky, but...
But didn't she last time tell me, last segment, just when we were gone, that I needed to buzz it again because it wasn't looking good?
Well, I know. Well, yeah. But there's a cuteness of it, but you're kind of old. You're getting kind of old for it now, maybe. Okay. Look at she's tired already.
My eyes hurt.
Okay.
I hear Porterly. Porter. They also like to climb the furniture. And
on
it's
the
like
back. They're going to knock over those
leather-ish.
chairs so you can see the back of. They're climbing
like
up on the back. Yeah. She just... Oh, I couldn't believe in that TV trailer. Oh.
There was Porter.
There was Porter going.
They can get up the steps. So, like, the steps are right there. There's Porter on the steps. I don't know where Ale is. So, okay. We're going to go stitch.
See ya.
We watched 2 movies.
Yes, we did.
I love both movies.
Both. I mean,
I'm not a big romantic comedy person. I think I've said that in the past.
Yeah.
But
They're
we've
2
watched
good
now
ones.
3 of the 4 were romantic comedies. So, okay. It's going to change this next time.
Yes, it is.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, well...
Oh, you're going ahead?
Oh, go ahead.
I don't care.
You
Do you want to go first?
Okay, go ahead. So
Well, I said,
you
okay,
meant...
I'll go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I didn't hear the yowl because I'm just
very
felt...
well this weekend. I had a whole conversation with her earlier. Nobody else was down here, and I'm talking and I go, what are you doing? She always yells at me if I'm on my phone, and so I'm still working down. I got most of that done. I'm saving like big clumps of color, so like the stars are all fill in a bunch of these. So I kept it all because then I can do it. But yeah, it's going fine. What are you looking at?
Okay, so this is mine, which which it's
the
the other
opposite.
side,
Yeah,
so it's
the
probably
color
opposite.
tones are different.
Yeah, but I was trying to figure out what. I guess I don't have this in. I've just got this in. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I just is going down, but I'm having a real hard time with some colors. I did the turquoise flower, and then the contrast. Yeah, the contrasting.
Like the wheel.
Pinwheel or whatever it is. Well, I think it is supposed to be like a flower, whatever. It's a patchwork flower, quilted flower. But the contrast for that is horrible combination to me. It's
like,
$9.28, and it's
like when they pulled the colors from DMC. They picked one of the shades in the overdyeds because you can definitely see how they're similar to the overdyeds. But it's because the overdyed has other tones in it, it mutes.
Right.
It's like this green.
The green that is there, and I put it in.
The grasshopper. Here, hold yours. Because for me, some of it's fabric color too, and it will change it. But for me, that shade is here. And so you can see, like, it's much more muted in mine.
Yeah, I feel like this looks like a lime green, and if I shut the lights off, it would be a neon green and glow in the dark. Yeah. It just doesn't feel to me like the kind of samplers that I like. I'm not I love samplers, but I'm not a big reproduction samplers. I love seeing them, but I don't stitch them. I like cement. I don't like the mistakes in them, and I they're not the samplers that I choose to pick. I like to pick ones that
I like reproductions, but I don't like the mistakes.
Right.
And I'm not one that won't change names and things like that because it's stitching that's going in my house. Like if it's
So, but all of those look more old, and I feel like this color green. So I'm going to have to switch
greens. This are very different.
They are
than the color scheme from His Eye.
His Eye, yeah, and I feel like it's more modern, whimsical, and that's not what I have in my house.
Yeah. No,
so I am definitely going to go through. I mean, there's totally enough to be able to keep me busy for the weekend, stitching around the colors I'm not going to use. Which I'll do, and I'll put in the colors, and then I'm just going to change out some colors. With the other one, even with Lily, I ended up, there were a lot of greens. Yeah. I changed some greens, and then I used the same green a lot of times.
Changed the border to be the one I think you used for His Eye, which it's the same. I mean, for me, it's Oscar. It's the same border color that his
Right.
calls for, but it was a different DMC.
It was the lighter
conversion.
shade. It was 3012 for the border, which is lighter. This is 3011. And when I put it on, and and you're right, sometimes it's the fabric you have, but it just looked too light.
Yeah.
It was this green color, because then I swapped it out for this. And I didn't like that. I knew I wouldn't like that for the outer.
Can you
So
go upstairs? She
I'm
will
pretty
not leave
much
us alone.
switching out that color and then this green color. And I got to get more of a gray. Because 928 is a blue with gray in it. But I want a gray with a little blue in it, the opposite. So I'll swap out the colors that are going to be good for me. Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. 415 in those
Something
gray
in
things.
that family.
Yeah, in that family, because that's a good gray. So, yeah.
And
So
we've
that-
decided to, like, she's got some rip out now that she's going to have to do rather than it have to be done. Not that we're, like, competing and, like, really doing that. I mean, we are.
But no, I mean, but we're
But, like, it's
limiting
okay
our
if she
stitching
does
times.
that at her house, because those were stitches she put in here. And
I'll rip them out at home and re-put in
I mean, if she
what was
beats me, I'm
stitched
just
here.
going to
Then
say
she will
was
say I
cheating.
cheated. Yeah, right.
So,
All right.
win
You're
in my
gonna-
book.
Right.
So our next movie, she had this whole list of movies, and we went to Cleveland on Monday of this week, and so we were brainstorming
Yeah.
on our trip until the roads got awful, and not weather related, just they're very confusing roads, and my GPS is like, I don't know.
Yeah,
So we
she
had to
talks too
stop.
much,
Which
yeah.
she does. She I don't know. It's a TomTom GPS. I've always had Garmin, and so the Subarus have TomTom. I don't know. It just she
Yeah.
just repeats and repeats and repeats
And
and
says
then,
all the numbers and
it
it's just
doesn't
like,
say exit numbers. She's like,
Yeah.
I can't even emulate it. So we were coming up with lists. This was not one that was on our categories that we were talking about. And I was doing my spreadsheet list of trying to come up with movies for it last night, and I'm thinking The Wild Wild West. I'm not even sure I've ever seen a movie that classifies as a
Western.
Oh,
yes, you.
I don't know. I stretched this category
Oh, okay.
just a little bit, but I think it fits, and I'll explain
Okay.
my reasonings why.
Okay. All right.
But I
can
guarantee
go
we're
first.
probably not going to have the same movies.
Okay.
No, you should go first.
I went first last time, didn't I?
I don't know.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Silverado.
Never seen it.
You have to see
I
Silverado.
have never seen Silverado.
Oh my gosh, with all of Kevin Costner and I can't. You have and Dances with Wolves.
Okay, Dances with Wolves I have seen. I did Legends of the Fall
Okay,
because
that's a
there's
Western.
horses.
But it's
And
no,
I
but
was
it's
like-
out west. It's a Western. It's filmed during the Western
I did
time.
Legends of the Fall, and
Okay.
my roommate and I, growing up, it was our favorite movie. My roommate and I were like best friends in middle school, and we went through a huge Brad Pitt phase. And so when we moved in together, we couldn't just drink at night. Like, we had to make up drinking games in order to drink. I'm not exactly sure why. So we used to try to like make up drinking game rules with movies. So our Legends of the Fall rules were to drink anytime you saw a horse.
Oh, brother.
That's a really fun game if you want to get like drunk really fast. And then I also picked Serenity because it's not a Western, but Firefly is like Westerns in space.
Right.
So
No,
I
that
felt
was
like
good.
it has the
Yeah.
vibe with Nathan
did,
Fillion
definitely.
being a
Yeah.
like
Oh,
sheriff
no.
guy.
Yeah, definitely
And-
had the Western thing. Very good.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I was pretty
Okay.
proud of my two little
Yeah.
picks
No,
for not
yeah.
really. And I guess there's Westerns that I've seen. What's the one? Maybe I don't know.
Silverado.
I don't think it's Silverado though.
Kevin Kline. It's one of Kevin Costner's very first one. He's a younger brother that they're rescuing.
What's
Danny
the
Glover.
Alamo one?
The Alamo is like the true story of the Alamo.
But isn't that Kevin Costner too?
I don't think Kevin Costner's in the Alamo. Dennis Quaid, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. There is, now that I'm thinking about it, now that I've been awake a little bit more, or not working all day. I can think of some, but I'm good
No,
with this.
that's good.
So I say we do Silverado and Legends of Fall.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll get lots of stitches in because I know Legends is a long one.
Is a long one, and Silverado may be a little longer one too. So
is it streaming or is it? We have to run
because
it.
No, I think I have it.
You
I think
own
I
it?
have. Yeah. It's a favorite. It's like I haven't seen it in so long.
What
It's really
year
good.
was it made?
I don't know. Helen Hunt's in it. It's got all these. What's his face from?
What year is it set?
Cocoon.
Like, is it set in the past?
In
Okay.
the westerns. Yeah, it's a western out west. Yeah, Silverado. And it's in the old western towns. Oh yeah. Oh, it's good.
excited.
It's a good one because it's an action one too.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll like it.
So we're gonna watch those. We're gonna eat some food. She
something.
made the Mississippi roast. Shredded it, and so it's been in the crock pot, smelling good, and I'm hungry. So we're gonna eat. We're gonna get our
glass of wine.
we're see
She
those.
didn't
We got
get
our
any.
big wine glasses down here. And
But it's better. We didn't wait. We waited till now because I don't want to get sleepy. So
Yeah.
Although I was thinking about it quite a bit. Because you said we
okay,
were going to get
every
it.
single time I got up, do you want anything? Should I get
Oh,
anything?
I always say no because she's like your father. Like every time you got up what? 2 times in 4 hours?
I did, and you could have said, "Hey, Jen, didn't you say that we were going to have some wine?" I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm thinking she's not mentioning it. She must not want any because I didn't think she really seemed like she wanted some when I said it on camera last time.
Does she even know who's this person? Okay. Okay.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey guys, we took a little break and went to bed for a bit, and we are back at it this morning. It is now Saturday morning around almost 9 o'clock. Like I said, I am no longer a morning person, so I am just like, blah. But we are going to get started. We've got breakfast. She's like all like chipper, like, yeah, I'm a morning person.
I am.
I was until my medicine switched, and I swear that's what it is. So,
Very sad.
anxiety not happening is worth the medicine,
This is
though.
true.
So
This is true.
we will very gladly take the anxiety meds.
Yeah.
So we are gonna start our day. We've got breakfast being ordered. We didn't film when we went to bed last night. We finished our little Western kick. Legends of the Fall is such a good movie.
It is. Did you like Silverado?
I did like it.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't ask afterwards. I thought.
She didn't. She's like,
I mean,
I'm not gonna.
it was like.
It wasn't Helen Hunt though. It was Linda Hunt.
Is
I kept
Linda
waiting
Hunt
for
for
Helen
Helen-
Hunt. I was like, where is
Like
she?
little Linda Hunt from
NCIS.
NCIS Los Angeles. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we only stitched about halfway through Legends of the Fall. It's such a long movie; it's hard to remember.
Yeah. I think a little, maybe two-thirds.
Two-thirds,
Two-thirds
okay.
of the way.
My shoulder was bothering me, and
My arms, right in here, both of my arms
I
were.
love in the Facebook group. Abby's always posting, "Drink water, eat bananas."
Oh, bananas.
I know. Next time we should really get some for like if you're going to be
bananas, yeah.
setting still, and doing that. There has been a flurry of posts in the Facebook group. Flurry. I don't know. Sometimes I just talk and
Flurry, yeah.
I know. It's not how I talk in real life. It actually is. I feel very natural when I do this, but
Yeah.
I've never said the flurry.
Word flurry of activity.
Other than like yeah,
Snow
okay,
flurries.
Yeah. But there's been so many posts and updates and things like that. It's been fun to watch people's progress throughout the weekend. We might hop on. I know there's an unofficial Zoom group. The only reason I wanted it tagged as unofficial is because I didn't want people thinking we were going to be in it the whole time and that they were going to hop in and see us. And we really, I say it every time, this is just a reset weekend for us. So
Yeah, it's kind of our retreat.
mother-daughter bonding.
Yeah,
time.
and a
'Cause
retreat.
we don't get enough of that.
Right.
during
We
regular
don't hardly ever see each other, talk to each other. But no, it's just kind of a, you there's no excuses. You don't have to feel guilty if your husbands walk in or you're not spending enough time talking to them, or you can say, okay, you're not allowed in the living
Don't
room
have
now.
to cook dinner. You don't
Yeah,
have to.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I was thinking about that when I went to bed last night. It's just kind of like this mini retreat that we have going on at one of our houses, and it's just
somebody, I took pictures of our setup. So if you want to see it, it's on my Instagram and the Facebook group. And somebody posted this morning, there's apparently a pattern by Beth Twist that's I wish I was your neighbor. Oh. And it was so cute. She was like, I wish I was your neighbor posting a pattern. I was like, I love
do
that.
Too. I mean, yeah, we wish there were more people.
Yeah. And
closer,
I think that's what we envision when we got this house, and then with her house having a basement like it does as well. Like, I want friends that to come stitch, you know. Yeah, so eventually, when the world opens again, we'll be doing some more. We can do something, So okay, so where are we at, stitching wise? I have. Do you want to show first, or
no.
I keep going?
I went first last time. It doesn't matter.
So I decided to get the lines in. I hate doing lines.
Oh,
so it took forever, but I did the full line across and back for the words, so they're plotted. I don't know if I'm going to do all the words now. I don't like words, so maybe I'll break it up.
They do go fast, though.
Do they?
And it actually
mistake on his eyes on the sparrow words. So I know I want to be very focused when I'm doing it, because if I'm like his eyes on the sparrow, the way the pattern it was, not the new booklet pattern, but the original one, it's split in a page, so like it was really hard to use it as a check for where you were. This one is right in the middle of a page, so you're going to be able to like use the letters to line up and make sure and double check your counting. So having them in, I feel like, is almost more beneficial on this one than it was.
Oh, see, I
did his eye.
But my I use them as counting and knowing where I'm at in my pattern,
but
which you will see is a good thing.
I was off, and so I had to remember that every time I thought about using it.
Well, so I went down, and because I'm having problems with now having to change colors, and not that Jen doesn't have DMC, but I am not. I did the flowers and I did the vase and got that filled in.
And then every so often she's like, what's this color?
I know. Then I was checking with her. What does this color in the off dye, or the hand dyed look like compared to the DMC? And I have all the colors at home.
Do you have more that you want to say?
Yeah.
Sorry.
And you can put it down.
Okay.
But and Jen has all the DMC colors, but I actually need you to bring down the thread DMC.
The booklet? The
booklet at some point, not a special trip.
Okay.
But they're at home, so I'll convert the colors. So that changed my plans a little bit, because a lot of this area that I'm stitching in is colors I know I'm going to have to change. So I've decided to go, okay, you can put it back up, I thought, well, I'll get the tree. And the tree is right where field is. You can see my needle kind of in the middle, is right where the tree starts. And that's where it's good having the words in, and I know they're right. Yeah. That I can start I can think the tree should be fine. And I can work on the tree. I wouldn't normally do that now. And Adam and Eve. And then, then I'm looking at Adam and Eve, and I'm thinking, I wonder what color they are. And I look, and it's $7.29, and any DMCers now, it's gold. Why do they have gold skin? So then I'm asking Jen. And actually, the hand dyed is pretty similar.
Hazelnut by Classic Colorworks.
Yeah.
It does surprise. It's not something I've seen as like skin tone before. But,
yeah. So obviously, I can't do Adam and Eve and there's no color in all of the colors for this. That's like a flesh color.
Although I definitely do encourage you to change flesh tones, especially if
right, and
I
may
make
look
it
at
relevant to you. Like, I'm super pale, but
right.
Or add any skin tone that you want. Lord Librion, I think, has a great skin tone converter, especially too if you wanted to go with more like black tones or different things like that, just because you don't see it predominantly in stitching. But if you just Google DMC flesh tone conversions, there's lots of really good ones.
Yeah, because I don't know that I'll do. I mean, 754 DMC is like flesh. 758. I don't know that I want the real pinky flesh, but more of a.
They were very pink in his eyes on the sparrow.
Yeah, and that's what I want to look at his eye again and see the chart.
Yours, especially the DMC, was very pink.
Yeah, to change that, but the tree's fine, and so I'm gonna start working on the tree and see if I can do that. If I need beads, I can always go home and get my DMC. But I don't want to spend the time converting floss. I want to stitch, so I don't want to do the floss. It's going to take me time.
I think the tree is a good idea. Like your browns are good.
Yeah, and if the green is not the kind of green that I want. There's enough greens I can do the leaves, but I haven't even looked at them yet. And the snake, although I think the snake is weird too. But
every so often I'm like, why do you stitch? Why are you?
You know,
this
the thing
doesn't
is,
seem like it's fun.
Well, and the thing is, when we first started stitching, you never thought of changing colors. You just didn't. 40 years ago, the designers picked the colors. You did the colors. I would have never, and part of it was maybe I didn't have enough confidence because I always, and I still do, I feel the real artists are the designers who design these patterns, because people would look at your stuff and say, oh my gosh, you're so talented, it's so beautiful. Well, the design is the talent part to me. I stitch it nicely, my needlework is nice, and I know how to stitch nicely, and which is an art form. But the true creativity, and you just never change colors. Now I hardly ever pick up a thing that I'm not. And I think a lot of it is because he overdyed. And
I think everything, a lot is being charted and overdyed.
Right.
And so if you want the look that's on the pattern, which a lot of is what entices you to stitch, is the picture on the pattern. You know,
or seeing it stitched.
As a sample.
Oh, absolutely. That's all of it.
And so you want to emulate that. And then you go to pull the DMCs and it's like, because it was charted and overdyed, and then you've got the problem with dye lot inconsistencies. I mean, gas
overdyed. Overdyed. That's just what I was going to say.
A lot of times it's very different, and so there's that. I need to buy a ton of this skein, which is why nobody can find certain colors right now. But I'm the same way. I'm buying 6 skeins of a thing at a time because I want to make sure it's going to match for these big projects.
And just because I will pull, and if I'm at the shop and she wouldn't be, I would get her overdyes for us. And I can remember the first time I think that I pulled them, and they have all these overdyes, and I'm looking, I'm thinking, oh, they put this one in the wrong place because it was totally different. It was a totally different color. And then I look and it's like, oh, it says the same name. And so then I take it to Carlton and it's like, I think they made a mistake, and they go, oh no, you
like
can't really even with overdyed, you can't really tell sometimes what it may look like. Made me realize the color the designer used with it may not be what you get. And and that's, once again.
And I think you don't see it as much as an issue when you're changing dye lot or changing colors with the overdyes. If you're sticking to what they charted, or because they are hued, like it's a very slight variegation. It's not a solid color. Whereas DMC, because it's the solid, all of that. But
most DMC is very, very consistent.
No, I'm saying that matching it is hard. Yeah. Like even if you get 2 different dye lots with the overdyes, it's not usually as stark and as noticeable because you've got those subtle undertones where you don't in a DMC because it's a solid color.
Yeah. But so anyway, I'm going to start with the tree in the middle.
And we are going to so our next movie category is birth year. So I don't think I've probably ever seen any movies from her birth year. So she just did her birth year and I didn't do mine. Oh, also, everyone that is asking why I'm starting 82 things, this is why. I was born in 1982. So for my birthday, 40th starts. Starting 40 things when I regularly start 31 for March Madness just didn't seem like enough of a challenge. So 82 correlates with my birth year, 1982.
And throughout the whole year, you're going to have 82 starts that year.
Yeah, so I'm going to space them out. So like I'm going to do Madness again because it'll be the first year that I'll actually do Madness again. Like full, like I usually do. So March will have 31 starts for me, but the rest then I'll divide evenly between the months, I think, is my plan. Yeah. So I'm not going to be like day after day after day starting a new thing. I think it's like 3 or 4 starts. It's not really actually as...
Yeah, well...
Because if you get 31 out of... You have 50.
Yeah, 51. 51, yeah.
So divide that by
over 11. It's like 5.
Yeah, which that's not 4. Bad. I mean, I'm starting...
Yeah, 4.5.
That's why it's 82. 1 a week. Yeah, so it's not...
Yeah.
Well, almost, but not March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So...
But there's 52 weeks, so there's 48. But
those 52 weeks are including March.
Right, so then you take away 4. is 48.
There's too many numbers.
Cause of math, stop.
I know, but then I'm saying you've still got 3 weeks. Over.
Okay, but that's only 3 weeks when I'm saying 1 a week.
Okay.
It's only 3 that you have to plug into 48 weeks. So,
sometimes she just starts talking numbers and I'm like, okay.
Just show yours first. I'm curious to see what yours is.
Well, I mean, there's really only 2 choices. E.T. and Poltergeist.
Would be your favorites, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and like I struggled with E.T. because that is like my child. We have a childhood favorite category, and like that is like my quintessential childhood movie. Like when I was in like middle school, I listed all of my fears. I don't know why we made a list of fears, and I swear every single one of them came from E.T. It was like umbrellas and feet, and every time I watch it, I'm like, that's where that one came from. So, E.T. I mean, that's what we're gonna watch for me.
Okay, all right. And mine...
Which Henry Thomas we're just continuing with.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, for change. Oh, we should have been looking for each to see if we had really changed any of them. Okay, and I'm 1953. It's not that long ago. It keeps getting longer way though. So mine is Titanic.
Oh, the original.
Well, it's not actually the original.
No, it's not.
Well, it's one of the originals. I think there was one earlier, but it's a favorite with Barbara Streisand. I actually had the movie for it. That's what made me start going down. And it's really good. I love it. And it was one of my favorite movies growing up. Although I always thought it was called A Night to Remember. And then they changed it. But there's actually an English version called A Night to Remember that I think was made after this a few years. That's supposed to be good too. Almost more of a documentary. It was a movie, but not as... So
was the Kate Winslet, Leo DiCaprio a remake of this?
Oh yeah, well, a remake. Titanic.
No.
It was just Titanic.
Event,
no, the story theme is not the same. I mean, except that the theme is the same. The end result is the same.
Still sinks.
But no, it's not. It's it's about the Titanic and the sinking of the Titanic. But other than that, the fictional story. This is a fictional account of people on it, and Clifton Webb. So there's a lot she would know. Any of these people, I can't believe that you. Not Barbara Streisand.
Well, that's the name she said.
Stanwyck. It's not Streisand.
That is. I thought that was different for Barbara Streisand because I was like, how old is she?
Barbara Stanwyck, who was in Big Valley. That was a Western series, one of my favorite series. Yeah.
I've never watched older movies.
But I always watched them. Where were you?
Not with you.
I know you lived with me, right? Are you Jen? Have you got switched as you got older and we didn't know?
Not at birth.
It's not at birth. It happened later. Okay.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Well, we've rambled.
A lot.
Yeah. Breakfast maybe.
We're trying to just hold out
cold.
so that we don't have to start stitching and stop when breakfast gets delivered. So, thanks for bearing with us.
Thanks. If you have. You may be gone.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Be.
Okay.
Bye. My mom just asked why I look tired already. I think I'm just perpetually tired always and forever.
Yeah.
I think my iron is low also. That might have an effect. Yeah. It's a really good timing for us to get the ice maker we got. I can eat all the ice I want. So we watched E.T. because that is 1982, which is when I was born. And Titanic from 1953.
Did you never saw it before? Oh my gosh.
No, it was good.
It was a good one. Yeah. Black and white, but good.
Yep. So, are you showing or am I?
No, I'll show.
Okay.
All right. I actually did some on my border, but I rolled it up so I could roll it up. So I filled in some of the green empty spots that I have on the side, so they're filled up. So I started with the tree and went up, and then I wanted to make sure that it was right. So then I went up here and did this, and then started this to make sure everything's spaced, which it is. So everything's hunky dory with that.
We had another. What color is this?
Yeah, right. And I will change that color up there.
I did ask her if she wanted to put this project on hold and move to something else so that she could get her DMC sorted, but She said no.
No.
I also
I mean,
told her I
there's
have
enough.
I don't have all the colors.
I
do probably have all the colors. They're just not in my binders.
Right. And I mean, I live 5 minutes away. I could literally go home and take half an hour, go home, but I don't want to spend time doing the colors here. There's enough stuff to do without colors. I can do the rest of the green and I mean, I have plenty to do, so.
So I wasn't going to do the words, but I decided since I was off on his eye that I wanted to make sure that I wasn't off on this one, so I figured I should get those done. I did some yellow fill-in here, started that flower down there, and then I did 2 flowers on the border. She's like, yeah, the letters go fast. And I was like, all of ET plus some of Titanic still doing letters, so I don't think...
Yeah. It's like I said, I've done a lot of lettering lately, so.
And I struggle if I'm all the way over to the right because I can't roll it neat enough. And I just don't like it when it's not rolled neatly. So, I mean, I'm not a neat person with everything in my life, but my fabric has to be
Neat. And you are. I mean, you really were. I just scrunch mine. Mine's a mess, so.
The quote lives on. These are movies. I have no idea if we thought the same way. These were like my quote movies or what I did. Like that I know. Yeah. I can only think of one of the movies I picked right now. I can't.
Okay, you're going to do yours first.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to tell the quote too? Like why it...
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think you should do the quote. Yeah.
Okay. So my first one is Empire Records because I can quote like... that movie backwards and forwards. My favorite quote in it is when Lucas says, "Who knows where thoughts come from? They just appear." Absolute favorite quote. Have you ever seen it?
No.
It's Liv Tyler and Renee Zellweger and Ethan Embry. And my second one is Dream Team. And it's the line when they're walking through... What is it, Peter Boyle? Oh. They're walking through the hospital, and Peter Boyle thinks he's Jesus in the movie, and so he will walks by somebody on a stretcher and goes, "Rise and walk, my son," and the guy stands up and walks and falls right down. And it's like just that. Those are the quotes that like I used to say, I used to go,
"Rise up and walk."
No, but like it was the line in the movie that I waited for happening.
Oh. Okay.
You're so weird.
I am not weird. Okay.
Okay.
My first quote. I will give you the quote and see if you know.
See if I can guess the movie.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Jaws.
Yes, that's my number one. Number one.
Number two.
Number two. If you build it, they will come. Number three. Hasta la vista, baby.
Terminator 2, hopefully.
It's on all of his Terminators. Okay. And I actually had 4. We're going to the mattresses.
Is that Godfather?
Yes.
I only know that because of what did we watch last week?
Sleepless in Seattle.
Yeah,
You've Got Mail.
You've Got Mail. Or
yeah. And he goes to war. That's what they say when they're going to war.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the only reason I know that is we just saw the movie. So,
yeah. Do you have Jaws? I don't.
I don't think so.
I don't know if I googled it. I think it's playing someplace.
We'll rent it if it's not.
Right, I know. Okay.
See, with these things, it was really interesting picking these movies because they were just then, like, I keep a spreadsheet of all the DVDs I own. Shocker. And she does too. So don't even just, like, act like it's this crazy thing that I do. But I was going through and it was like, I haven't seen that movie in a while. What category can I fit it in? So some of them aren't necessarily like the best representation of this movie. Or like I wouldn't necessarily, especially that we have a category that talks about it happened over days or it happened over like an extended period of time.
Yeah.
Like those ones for me were just like, I haven't seen this in a while. It's going to go in that category.
Yeah. Well, and that's what we had to do because... They couldn't be. We originally said they were all going to be our favorites, but you don't.
Well, and I always struggled when people would say, "What's your favorite movie?"
Yeah,
I don't know because it depends on my mood. It depends on you've got to narrow it down. I mean, the first ones I'm picking predominantly are like by
that category. Yeah, right.
Top movies.
Yeah.
Are they good movies? Not always. Not usually. But they're movies that I like. So. We're going to watch Empire Records and Jaws.
There we go. They're too good. Opposite ones.
Well, you don't know what Empire Records
I
is
think.
about. I can't believe that I haven't.
Empire
made you watch
Records.
it
There's
at some
another one
point.
with John Cusack. Is he in it?
No, that's High Fidelity.
High Fidelity. I know you've had me watch High Fidelity. I'm not sure about it. I mean, I know that's one of your favorite ones. So, well, it'll be good. Yeah, because that's what I thought would be, fun category. And I thought, well, we're going to end up is just saying,
Doing that,
this is a movie, one of my favorite movies that I know Jen has never seen. And I want her to watch. And she'll have to watch it this way. And the same with you. I love this movie. Mom's never seen it. But that made me a little more nervous,
Without
actually.
a Trace guy.
It's what?
Without a Trace guy. Joe. Well, his name's Joe in Empire Records. The lead guy in Without a Trace is in Empire Records. She can't picture him, but she will when she sees him.
Right.
And Lucas was in CSI Miami. And Dazed and Confused. He's my favorite character.
Well, that'll be good. Okay.
And it never streams anywhere, so I never watch it unless it's like a very deliberate, like, I'm going to put this movie in and watch it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to go watch movies.
Bye.
Stitch a lot more. Brandon joined us for the last couple of movies.
Yeah.
He came down. He had never seen Jaws before. I don't know how that's possible, but he watched that. He didn't stitch very much, but
What, 143 stitches?
during 2 movies.
4 hours.
He came down. He's going up to take a nap now, though. So
We tired him out, yeah.
yeah. So
Okay.
I just quoted entire.
Yeah, she just
Empire
quoted
Records.
Empire Records, the entire thing. You're getting a lot done.
Yeah. So
Look at that. All the flowers in on that side.
Almost. I have
Wow.
to finish that one and do that one. And I'm trying to get everything done that doesn't need to be like on 2 pages. Because I hate having to go back and forth. So I was like, if I can finish a motif just by doing it on the page, or going down is okay. It's the side to side I have a hard time with. So, yeah, so I went down.
I'm just all over the place, and I put some more green in the border. I finished the little thing where the initials will go. I got the tree, some apples in the tree, the little dog at the bottom. I don't know. I looked at colors for a while when I took a break too. Try to see. Well, it's getting there.
It is just very different. Than the overdyed.
Yeah.
I'll have to look on the hashtag and see if there's other people doing it with the DMC.
You gonna say the category?
Didn't see it coming. This would be a movie with a twist.
Yes.
Go for it.
Basic is number 1.
Okay. Fight Club.
Oh, okay.
Number 2.
Frailty.
It's a good one. Usual Suspects.
Number 3 is Presumed Innocence, a totally different vibe,
Yeah.
but that was a
Yeah.
good
So what are we gonna watch? We're gonna watch Do Basic and Fight Club.
Fight Club. Okay, I haven't seen Fight Club in
I haven't seen
forever.
Fight Club in forever.
What was your second one?
Usual Suspects.
I mean, we just saw Basic.
Or we could do Frailty. I haven't seen that in a while.
Well, I mean, we could, instead of doing Basic, or we could do Usual Suspects. I haven't seen that one either.
I mean, Frailty's a great movie. We'll do Frailty and
Okay.
Fight Club. Should maybe purpose a little bit.
Maybe.
I might take a little snooze. I did just kind of stop stitching for a little bit during the
Yeah.
last one. We think we're going to order hibachi for dinner. So, I have that to look forward to.
I think we're being pretty lethargic.
I know, I don't know why.
Yeah, I know.
My iron's low.
Oh, brother. Okay. I gotta go. She's grumpy all day.
I'm not grumpy.
Well, you are.
Well, Brandon keeps saying I'm mean, and
Well.
you say I'm grumpy. Maybe I am.
Kind of looks like you have a bruise on your face that
Maybe,
Brandon hit
yeah,
you.
maybe he hit me, not me hitting him.
Yeah, could be.
He was complaining that I hit him. He has a sty. I didn't hit him. He didn't hit me either, but just to clarify, we are good in this house. Okay.
Okay.
Bye. We're bickering.
Which is hard to believe.
I know.
Yeah,
It's shocking.
Yeah.
Every time we start to film, my mom gets mad at me because she's not on camera.
Yeah.
And I finally just realized what's happening because I'm like, I'm not moving the camera at all.
Picks me up.
And so it's usually like, it'll be looking like this. And she's like, I'm only half on camera.
Yeah, I'm not on camera there.
Well, you weren't at all. But it's because she keeps moving the chair. And so
Well, I have to
her-
move the chair to get out from the
I
table.
know, but then she doesn't put it back. We set up the whole
There's
filming
carpet
thing
down here.
so that it wouldn't just be a blank wall
And
behind me. It
whose
was your
idea?
idea.
What's
It
that?
was your idea. And it was a
Miss
great
Film
idea.
America,
but
who
we
does
keep
this?
going further and further to just a blank wall.
Okay. She's getting in a bad mood.
I'm not. I'm actually feeling really good.
Yeah, it's just made me watch a
You
really
know.
stupid movie.
I knew she didn't want to watch Fight Club. I knew,
No,
and I was
I
like,
didn't remember what it was.
I was like, maybe we need to watch Usual Suspects because while it's violent, she at least
Yeah,
knows
I
that
know.
one.
Yeah.
And
I haven't seen that one in years. I didn't remember that Fight Club was so bizarre. I knew what the twist was, but I thought the twist was simply that he had been fighting, envisioning himself. You don't want to give away the plot.
No,
Who the
it's
heck?
been
Nobody wants to watch it
1999.
because it's not very good.
It's very good.
Oh, she liked it. It's just really bizarre. It's over and I don't have to watch it again for another 30 years.
Until she forgets what it's about again.
No,
And
I
it's
don't think I will.
I need to watch this. Stitched.
Oh, look at you. Look at you. All the way down.
All the way down. Just have a few little things that are only on this, like, that
The
don't
colors
split
are
the
so
pages.
pretty. Colors are
There's
really
still,
pretty in this.
it's, whimsical is the right word, because it's not, they're not colors I would gravitate towards. There's, yellow. There's a lot of, and I like yellow, but I don't, but I do.
But your yellow's better than my yellow. Mine's neon, which is going to have to get changed. Okay.
I know, I keep hearing her going, like making these noises.
I've been really trying
and she's
hard
trying
not
to
to.
say it out loud. I know
It's
that
just, there's so much to stitch. It's not like I don't have enough to stitch.
I just worry
it's just not the
she's
freedom.
Gonna feel that she's gonna have to tear it all out when she gets.
No, because I'm avoiding it. It's just I don't have as much freedom because I'm having to pick and choose where I'm stitching because I don't want to put too much in that I have to rip out and restitch again. So I really did just work on the tree. And I thought I had so much done, but that really looked like it then because I got leaves in. And then the tree is like in the center, so it covers two.
The pages.
The two pages, and it's not quite in the center of the tree, so you have to really be careful with the brand. I find it very difficult to. Usually, I'll tape it together. I've actually folded it.
Do you want tape?
No, because I have them on the. No, I have them on the magnetic board now.
I have my
I'm down.
big magnet board down here.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But I'm down to I think the last one and trying to get this side over so that I don't have to worry about counting that. But yeah, it's coming. It's coming. I just yeah, I like it. So okay.
We ordered dinner. We had
Hibachi. Oh my goodness.
Our
was that
sushi
good.
restaurant closed, and then it just reopened.
Yeah.
Our in DoorDash range, which is my favorite thing.
Well,
ever.
they closed for COVID, and then they said they were closed forever. But somebody new opened it.
Yeah.
So I think there was quite the uproar in Fremont because of it, because a lot of people
Everybody was
liked
really
it.
upset.
Yeah.
So we ordered hibachi and sushi, and it made me happy. So we knew that we needed something that she was gonna like, since she was so complaining about Fight Club.
I didn't even complain at all to the very
the
end
end.
when it was almost
was
over.
like, it's over.
Because it just kept going. He killed himself in the end. I didn't remember that he killed himself, but he just shot himself in the head, for God's sakes. So I'm thinking, he's dead. Thank goodness this is almost over. And then he's alive. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is like he's the Terminator. And that's when I said I didn't say one bad thing about it through the whole thing. Not one bad thing. I was complaining about it.
So we decided. I decided that we needed to probably have something that was musical and Broadway, which means
Broadway.
We both picked the same thing for the first one. I would assume, unless she was trying to trick me.
Sound of Music.
You picked Sound of Music. No, I don't think I can watch that.
Sound of Music. Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton.
Hamilton. What was your second pick?
Well, okay. So we have 3 Broadway categories. We have Broadway. We have
This is just Broadway.
I know, but I'm explaining.
Okay.
We have Broadway to Hollywood. So that would be things that started on Broadway and then became movies.
Right.
Then we also have Hollywood to Broadway. So things that started as movies and then went to Broadway.
Yeah. Which I think is quite clever.
I think it is very clever too. But my
Right.
second choice is Newsies, but it's the Broadway version that's on Disney Plus, not the Disney movie.
Okay. All right.
They're different.
We don't have to watch that one. Don't you
I
have the
know.
movie? Newsies?
Okay. I'm saying
Oh, I see where you have it. Did Newsies start as a Broadway play?
no, Newsies
Okay.
started as a movie
Okay.
and then was made a Broadway play.
Okay.
But I like your second choice better, so we'll do that one.
Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yeah.
That started on Broadway and went to a movie.
So we're gonna watch Hamilton and Jesus Christ Superstar.
What time is it? There is once again our no clocks.
10:37.
Okay.
Hamilton will keep us going for a while.
Oh, yeah.
As long as I'm not doing something where I have to be counting. I mean, I'm
It's your
counting, but
counting
like it was
process.
hard to watch Hamilton when I was doing The Border because my counting had to be
Oh,
so
exact,
specific.
yeah,
Whereas if
yeah.
I'm just like doing a
Going in,
repetitive or like a design, I'm not sitting and
Yeah.
counting to 21 every line and nervous
Yeah,
that
I
I
got
didn't
it.
really hit 21
Mm.
because I like to sing along when we watch Hamilton.
Yeah, we have to put the closed captions on.
I can't believe we still need the closed captions.
Well, I still do. It reminds me of the words.
I just have it on every time. Like I have it on the background in the TV, and then if I'm in the kitchen, it's playing on Amazon Music, and I just sing it continuously. I am glad she likes it.
Yes, I am too.
So we're gonna watch that, and then we'll either be back for another set of movies. Not tonight. So we'll be back in the
Well,
morning.
Hamilton's 2.5 hours,
true.
and
Hamilton's
Jesus
long.
Christ Superstar
Superstar.
may not.
I don't know
That's
how
going to
long
be the
that is.
movie. I think it's a couple hours.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we probably
don't
won't
think.
film again tonight.
we'll film in the morning when we start.
Okay.
Okay.
We slept in. You know,
Yeah.
I wasn't really
Yeah.
expecting it. I woke up at like 7 and then rolled over and it was 9:30. I was like, oh crap, we gotta get started.
But we didn't go to bed till 2:00.
True. I mean, we've had way more than 24 hours of stitching so far,
Yeah.
but we don't
good.
like set a timer and things like that.
All right.
It's not as stressful as when we used to watch 24. These videos probably aren't as funny either
No.
because it was super stressful. It was like, because we had to adhere to that clock, so it was like...
Well, no.
I
She had to adhere to the clock.
So it was
so,
like,
yeah,
9 o'clock to 9:45 was watching the video and stitching, and then 9:45 to 9:55 was filming, and then 9:55 to 10 was like Instagramming, and then it was like 10 o'clock, start over. It was very stressful.
Yes, it was.
It was like if you were like 5 minutes off starting, it was like you knew you weren't posting Instagram, or you were, it was just like, oh my God. And God forbid we started 9:15 or something.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't handle it. Porter likes our door. She kept shutting the
opening and shutting the door
for
last
night. So we watched Hamilton and
Jesus Christ
Superstar. We started with Jesus Christ Superstar because we thought Hamilton would keep us awake. It did until our ale got sick and said go to bed. We actually didn't stitch during Hamilton at all.
No,
we put it away.
No, we put it away.
Turn the lights off, had some wine.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's okay
about
if you take time not to stitch during these marathons. Don't have to only track your exercise.
Yeah.
Resting your hands is sometimes just as important.
Yeah. Turn the lights down, and it was good. Sang along.
So this morning, we show our stitching. I took my picture for Instagram. I said I wasn't going to say anything because I already get so many people that are like, so I was using the coffee table down here. It's on wheels. Well, apparently the floor down here isn't exactly even. So there's spots where it like rocks. I have a very quirky house. I really like my house, but it is quirky. And so I had my mug sitting on the cross stitch, and I took my picture, and I'm like, I'm fine. And then I went to, I guess I hit the coffee table or something, and it like splashed. So, crisis averted, though. I mean, like, can you even tell where it happened? So, no, and it was like right up here. It wasn't a big deal. Does it mean I'm going to stop using my coffee cup to take my pictures? Not at all. Because I'm not concerned about it. Everything I stitch is modeled anyway. The fabric.
Except for this.
I know. But you can't even tell. It was like right there. That's where it was. It's right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can tell.
We found it.
We'll always notice it there.
But I'd be
when
more
I
concerned.
Frame it, I'll save that piece.
You'll save that piece for everyone that says, oh my goodness!
And I'll frame that just in a little square.
So this is where I am. I decided I got tired of just going all the way down the bottom. So I got most like the bigger motifs done that are not split among the pages. The berry bowl took forever.
It looks so good though.
It does.
I love the way it looks.
But then I came back up here and I was doing this one's on like 2 pages. Like it's like a split between 4 pages, I think, because so I was like, I'm just gonna do that. So once you get your rhythm, it's not bad.
Yeah, that's an easier one because that's a pattern one. The tree is the hard. Even being split is harder, but
I'll probably tape the pages together for that one. So,
or put them on that magnetic board and hold it.
That's what I do. I generally tape it and then use the bigger magnet board to hold them. Okay. We're magnet board people. I don't know how you people just have a pattern. I can't do that. I'm a little stuck in my ways.
A little. I don't even know if I did anything. I might have been knitting or something. I don't know.
She's becoming multi-craftual, even though she said she didn't understand how that worked.
I worked on the tree. No, I did the tree, and I was working.
I
was working on the side. Those branches were on where the seam was, so I was trying to get them in.
You spent a lot of time looking at colors too.
And then I was getting
take like a couple of movies or something and do some stitching.
And she brought down her DMC color thing, so I was checking colors there, and I might show. This is where I don't know why that is where I get sore. Although it wasn't as sore stitching yesterday as I was the first day.
The first day I was a lot. My hand right in here will get.
Yeah. And
I guess it's the holding of the needle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. Okay, so we're going to get started again stitching because that's what we do during these weekends. We're going to do guilty pleasures. She didn't know what that was.
What? When she put it on the list, I put it on the list and I'm thinking, what is this? I have to Google it because I'm not asking her.
She Googles it. I ask her.
But I was nervous when I Googled it. I thought, I better not get a bunch of porno sites. I'll be so upset. But because that's, I'm thinking, I have one for this. But
so, guilty pleasure, movie that you are a little embarrassed that is on your list, but don't care because it's your favorite. And
Yeah,
you can watch
just
it
watch it as many times and you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of my movies, I'm going to be honest, are guilty pleasures because they are really very good movies. Somebody commented about Empire Records on my Instagram and was like,
well, that was better than
I like Empire
Club.
Records, but it's kind of a bad movie. And I was like, yep, it is, but I love it.
Yeah.
And it's everybody.
It was fun seeing Young. Yeah, but I like that better than Fight Club. Okay. Fight Club was like, I never have to watch that again.
She's never going to have that, let's watch a movie that you want me to see.
Yeah, that category is not going to be, that I've never seen. I will, yeah, okay.
What's your first guilty pleasure?
My first guilty pleasure is Commando.
Okay.
I like that one.
Of all of the movies that
But because I have them in other categories, a lot of them. And my second one is, what's your first one?
The Mexican.
Oh, God. I know that's one that I didn't like when I saw the first time, but it'll be good. We were just talking about.
I love that movie.
You love Fight Club, too.
I know. I guess it's just if Brad Pitt's in it, it can be terrible, and I'm going to like it, apparently.
What's your second one?
Con Air.
Oh, yeah. I mean, see, all of those I love. Enemy of the State.
Yeah. Like, that's where I figured you'd go. I figured, like, Negotiator and Enemy of the State.
And it was only, I would have put it first. I just knew we watched Enemy of the State.
You
didn't
keep
we?
saying that. We haven't watched it.
I probably watched it.
A really long time. She does this every time it's going to come up, though. She's like, well, we just watched this one, so we'll do... And I'm like...
Well, it's probably because I just watched it.
Anytime it's
but
on
I can
TV,
still watch it because it's a guilty pleasure.
I'll do Commando? Is that...
But I'm not sure if we can find it. Yeah, that's where his daughter gets kidnapped, and the little girl, the little stewardess, that's so cute, that's in it, helps him.
Guilty pleasure.
Oh yeah, I like that one. I can watch that one. It's a little gory, but actually, in the scheme of things, it's not so bad. No, it's gonna be as gory as Fight Club. I mean, they just kill a lot more people than Fight Club, but.
We're gonna go watch movies and Stitch.
Okay.
Are we making breakfast?
I'm not hungry. Are you?
I'm not either.
I'm not hungry now.
Problem is that the oven is upstairs.
I haven't been upstairs. I've been underground since I came here. Although her house is all open on the back side. So it's not like her whole basement's buried like mine is. When she lived underground, they lived underground.
Really never
he never came above ground. But here, because I'm looking at the door, you walk out to their backyard, so you don't feel like you're. There's not a nice big picture window, which would be nice there to look out your backyard. Yeah.
My backyard is beautiful. I do. Like, it was like...
Oh, yeah, the property.
I mean, it's not right now because we have leaves everywhere and we haven't done anything about it because we're really not yard people. No. So I'm really not sure why we ended up
But we did that too. Dad always loved yards.
We did, but...
He never... I mean, although we kept it up because he's married to me.
We did that.
I'm not sure how this skipped a generation or what.
Brandon's still adjusting to work.
Well, that's
Brandon works nights, and so it's getting us used to...
And it's you're out in the country too here. Mm-hmm. We've always lived in town, and so you... not that you don't have neighbors here. It's a different feel here. It's a different... It's not like it's trashy or anything. It's just...
It's leaves.
They have 10 million trees. Like, the leaves are like a foot thick. You know, the leaves are falling. Yep. How many did you get? 6 inches of leaves. That's really good. I just made that up. I made a joke with Dad the other night and he goes, that was really quick. And I go, yeah, I know. I was pretty proud of myself. Though the leaves was... But no, it's pretty. So they just have leaves on the ground. It's winter time. If it'd be different, it was still summer and the leaves are there. So.
We bought a thing for our lawnmower to gather them. Okay. But then...
They didn't get that.
We didn't do it.
You need to stitch. But something that says gather leaves. And that can go down here since this is a man cave.
I'm not sure Brandon would appreciate that.
No, it looks like it should this time of year. So
kind of.
Huh, it's nice. Okay, we have to go stitch now. I want to stitch.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're back. We are going to attempt to do one more set of movies.
Yeah.
We just finished. I don't know. I mean, I think I get Commando and Total Recall confused. I don't really know either of them well enough to like distinguish.
Total Recall's space and science fiction.
But is it Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
I think I always think that that's Commando.
Yeah, no, he's, yeah.
I didn't know it was in space.
There really wasn't much dialogue or anything. It's just pretty much all action with this, very little. And what dialogue there is, it's like...
Not good words.
Well, not as bad as some, but no, they're... and I
like
don't...
one of my movies.
Well, yeah. No, they're...
They're like taglines.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like,
yeah,
they're like
for something.
Little,
yeah, they're yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. There's a word for that. I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah.
So it went fast. They both went fast. And I, the Mexican. Then I had forgotten a lot of it, and I love Julia Roberts. I love Brad Pitt too. I liked it better this time. There were definitely some parts that I could have done without, but it's very quirky. It would have been a good.
I saw
one.
it in Los Angeles with one of my best friend from like high school, college. So it was one of our movies. So it was like all inside jokes, and that's what a lot of like the movies that have lasted with me are like the. Not necessarily always the movie but what it reminds me of when I watched it.
Yeah.
So I'm the same way with music. It's probably, I don't know, like I haven't expanded my music collection because it all just takes me back to then. So, yeah. So I stitched.
You've really she's gotten so much done.
So
colors are just really pretty.
I came up here, I did the horse.
Yeah.
And then I'm working down there to try to kind of even it out a little bit, but it's just hard because there's like a lot of color changes, so I'm trying to like also group where I don't have to. I know that's her problem.
No, that's not my problem with a lot of color changes. If you had one of those little needles with your threaded thing like I'm using, it makes it so much easier.
I lost my one needle in
her one needle. She stitches with one needle. Oh my gosh.
Well, okay. I used to stitch with one needle for all my projects. I stitch with one needle per project now, but I do not like having multiple needles. I stab myself on them if they're through my fabric.
You get one of those little things.
I don't like those things.
You never tried it.
I have two.
Oh, you need to try it again.
I have one in Joy Noel, the Noel one that I was doing.
You need one with a lot of color changes, and then you appreciate it. Okay.
I just punch holes in my tags, and so if I have a little bit left over, I loop it through.
But then you have to thread and unthread. Wasted time.
We're not competitive at all.
I just worked on the tree, and I was hoping to get the one side finished, and I think I know of one leaf that I'm missing over there, and I have to look close to make sure I don't have another one, but I know there's one I didn't finish. I'm crossing them all out, so I have to look close, and I thought I'd be able to get them all done, but I didn't, so. But
it's amazing how long they take, and especially then when you have to cut and
I wasn't running my thread, and I stitch very tight, so it's very hard for me to run under when I'm ending it every time. It almost takes me longer to get threads to run under the tail than it does to stitch the whole leaf practically to catch it right. But anyway, no, it's coming, and I love the colors. I like that it's in the middle, and I love the colors of the apples in this. So
I would say that my hair is not quite acting like it's the end of the marathon,
but
it was doing that since
the whole time. Yeah,
I do think I'm buzzing it again.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna just go like that a little bit so we don't see the little two horns.
I count the little two horns. Yeah,
the two horns.
Okay,
so we have 2 more movies that we're going to do today. Then Mom's going to go home, and I don't know if she's going to still stitch tonight.
I will stitch. I'm probably going to do my colors.
Oh, you'll do your color stuff tonight. I'm going to put this project away, work on something else, Brandon. He has a couple shows he wants to watch, and we're going to do that. So eat leftovers and not think about the HelloFresh meals that are going bad in my fridge because I ordered too many.
Freezer.
The meat is frozen. It's the vegetables that are going to go bad. So our next category:
mother, daughter,
daughters, and moms.
Daughters and moms.
This throws me every time she writes it like this. Though.
I know. I thought I'd put you first.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Number 1 pick.
Yeah.
You say?
Terms of
endearment. Me too. Number 2.
Steel Magnolias.
Oh, that was my number 3.
See, I don't remember which movie is which between Terms of Endearment and Steel Magnolias. I mean, okay. No, but okay.
Julia Roberts.
Well, Julia Roberts,
Deborah
Sally
Winger.
Fields. Deborah Winger is but they both die.
Right.
Okay. I was like, which is the one with the person that dies? And then I'm like, I think they both,
die.
This is not a good track for daughters.
Right. No, it isn't. And I put down 3 because, and I bet you forgot this one, the Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood.
I haven't seen that in years.
I know, I haven't either. I haven't.
I forgot that was mother-daughter.
And I wasn't really sure because I wasn't thinking it was mother-daughter, but on the thing it says mother-daughter. Because when I pulled it out, when I came across it, I think, oh, I haven't seen this in years. And then it says mother-daughter. And isn't she hanging up? I mean, it's not
hanging up
on her mother. Her mother will call, or she doesn't want to talk to her mother, and she goes to them. Yeah. But anyway.
There's just a lot of those, like, family movies, too. Mm-hmm. What's the one where the Viking ship, where they burn the dead person? I don't know that it's a mother-daughter. It's not a mother-daughter, but it was
probably the mother that got burned.
No, it wasn't.
That's why you like it?
They put them out.
That might have been Yaya. No. Who dies? Oh, I don't know now. We're going to have to look. Yeah.
What is that movie?
I don't know.
It's like a whole family is together in a house, and when they're there,
oh yeah, they're fighting, and they go up in the tree, and what is that one?
Tree?
Yeah, there's a tree house or something they sit in, and then the mother
That's
dies.
Brothers and Sisters.
Is that Brothers and Sisters? The TV show?
Uh-huh. When they go to the cabin, and then they all die because they get in that car accident on the way home.
No, there's a tree house.
There was a tree house there too. It fell down
by the beach. I can see the Viking thing, but I don't remember.
It's like an iconic movie. It's like,
I don't know. We'll have to think about it while we stitch. Okay.
We should tell people if they comment. We will pull a comment if they know the answer to that one.
Yeah, if you know the answer to
pull a comment,
and it's a correct movie.
And it's the correct movie. We will do a random pull for a project bag.
Okay.
We'll know it by the time we come back. But we don't know it yet. So
and we won't say
and
it.
Don't say giveaway. Don't say. Do you know?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Don't say giveaway. Don't say any of that. But it'll be a project bag.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay.
We're going to go stitch and cry probably. Which ones are we doing?
I think we need to do Terms of Endearment, and then we'll do Steel Magnolias so that you can figure out which ones they are.
Terms of Endearment, I know. Like, I cry. But then I was like, is that the... Yeah.
I didn't think you ever watched Terms of Endearment
I think
that
we
much.
Watched it together.
No, we did, and I think that was like the first time you ever saw it.
So the one that we watched before I went home
with the wedding is Steel Magnolias.
Well, and it's all of the women and all the women. I just didn't remember that the daughter died, but she's like diabetic or something, right?
Yeah, Julia Roberts.
I know it's Julia Roberts.
Okay.
Well, we made it. We ended up ending a little bit early. I think Mom's ready to get out of the basement. So
it's like 5:00.
It is. We stitched along.
Right.
I'm just joking.
No, you weren't.
I wasn't. Apparently, we shouldn't have ended on a mother-daughter relationship movie where they were fighting.
And the daughter died.
All the daughters died. We decided to cut Steel Magnolias a little bit short too.
I got finished.
Is a good ender too.
It was, Well, Steel Magnolia is good, but Terms of Endearment's really the mother-daughter relationship. Rocky as it was.
Steel Magnolias is more the group of people.
Yeah, women. Yeah, but
so we
came to good stopping points. I think both of us. I know I did. You'll see when I show my stitching that I can put this away or change colors when I get home and stuff. But the stitching part's good.
I'm still planning to stitch tonight. I think Brandon and I are going to sit and either watch TV upstairs or we'll come down here or whatever. So I don't know what I'm going to work on yet, but something. So
we have a few things.
Just a couple.
You could start something new.
There we go. That's what I should do.
I think you should.
Contemplating how madness is going to work, and I'm thinking no new starts.
No new start. Remind her
No
in
new
the comments that she said that.
0. So we, in between one of the breaks, we hopped onto a Zoom channel that SWard had offered to run during the marathon. She had reached out and asked if it was okay, and I was like, well, sure. My only concern was that people would think that we were there, the whole time, and because of how we stitch, neither of us do a whole lot with the virtual stitching. I'm on Zoom a lot for work.
That was my first.
That was her first time on Zoom.
So I wouldn't even do that for Sunday school in church. No.
And with us both being in the same room, it makes it hard to have a stitching, like a streaming setup while we're going, because we really treat it as a time for us.
Yeah.
So that was the only reason I said for it to be like unofficial. But she ran a great group. She had over 40 people.
Yeah.
I think she said 43 from all over the place that jumped in. So thank you so much, Sylvia, for running that.
That was great.
I think she's got an Etsy shop out there too, so I'll make sure that I link that for you guys. It's for some different stuff and planner printables, because we all know everybody's mind doesn't work like mine. So check out her stuff. So we are going to show you what we stitched. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty proud of my progress.
You made it really, really good progress.
Yeah, I think this one, if we keep up like the Sunday stitching on this, I think it can be finished this year. And especially if we take like another marathon or two and do it. You think? I think it can be finished before my 40th.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah.
There's a little butterfly down at the bottom. It's taking me forever though. So it's like split between pages, and it's just not a repetitive design. So I was getting a little done. I was a little nervous about the Concord, the purple color for those flowers, but I think it looks really nice.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It stitches more muted than it shows in the skein.
Oh, really?
So because I showed it to you last night, and you were like, no, but I think it actually it toned it down even more so. I have another skein up in Choose Your Own Motto, and I think it toned it better than that one. Right. So she got to a good stopping point. Yeah,
I did finish, I believe, unless I got all the apples and all the leaves in the trees. So the trees all done and ready for the snake and Adam and Eve. So that was a good spot.
Yeah, that was a good
and I love the colors in that. I like those DMC colors. They're muted, and I'm really happy with the way.
469. No, green. Isn't that a green?
469. No, the green's 937 and 3011.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're pretty greens.
They're good greens. The greens,
and they look really good on the
it's the
fabric.
border that I'm doing, and then 937, which I like that. 934 is the real deep. That's this. So it's in that same family. Yeah. So I'm, like I said, I'm anxious now a bit to get home and pull out my floss and just get the rest of the colors all grouped and see what I want to switch them to, so I have more freedom with doing stuff. But yeah, that was good. That's good.
I think it was a fun time. We hope you guys enjoyed your time if you marathoned it all. As always, any stitching during the weekend counts. There's no winning, no losing, no rules. Completely opposite of how Jen's mind works, which it makes sense why I get a lot of questions. How do I start? When can I start? Just start stitch. So we are gonna sign off for now. I'm going to be back hopefully this week with a digital planner tutorial kind of walkthrough of how I'm using mine. I know I say it, so it's not going to happen, but I'm motivated to get that up. So, and I think I've got my filming set up. So Brandon's home tomorrow, which means he'll be editing this, but that should leave that'll leave my phone and my iPad free to film that. So that should be coming soon. Thank you for all of you, as always. The one thing we were talking about in the Zoom group was just the community that this has brought. And so, and especially during this time where you can't get out to retreats and you can't, it's just not as easy to be doing the large gatherings, for us to find solace in a community has been beneficial. Really nice. So we thank you for embracing this crazy whim, for continuing to go with us on it, and we hope that you enjoyed putting some X's and finding your calm. So keep making those X's, guys.
Bye.
Bye.